All right, Conan Rose says, if a friend says they're looking for a religion that feels right, in quotes, how do I approach them if they've already left Christianity? I mean, this is such a tough question for me. People are so different and individual, and relationships are so different. Some relationships, the best thing to do is you just tell them, like, you're being a fool. You're being such a fool. You're literally just making stuff up to make yourself feel good. How is that ever going to work in your life? Like, I mean, and maybe in some people, that's how you approach them. And maybe somebody else, you just go, what do you mean feels right? What didn't feel right before? And you just start doing like a million questions to try to pull it all out of them. I don't know the right answer here because people are so different and relationships are so different. Let me just point at some problems that I would at least be trying to pay attention to. Some issues I would try to address as I'm watching them and they're watching me and I know our relationship. And some of the issues I want to address is this. They already left Christianity. Why? That's important. Why did they leave? Another question I would want to ask them and find out about if they would share it with me is, what Christianity did they leave? Because I would strongly suspect that when they describe the Christianity they left, they will get it wrong. And that gives you a chance to just listen for a while and then say, let me tell you about the Christianity I have, which is different than the one you left. That could be an open door if that's a fruitful avenue of questions. What is the Christianity you left? Is it even really Christianity? And then they want something that feels right. And then I would want to explore perhaps, what is it that would feel right to you? Like if you could construct your ideal religion, what would that look like? Then after they've constructed it, you can critique or assess what is going on with this thing that feels good to them. And you can hopefully show the problems with it. Along with just, I actually had a conversation with a guy not long ago, and actually over Thanksgiving. It was a family thing. And he was just like a friend of the family kind of thing. Started telling me about how he was a former Jehovah's Witness and he had left the JWs, and now he, like many former JWs, he just feels like he can't believe anything. He can't wholeheartedly believe anything because he doesn't want to be under the control of anybody. And so he started forming his own sort of beliefs. He goes, I just think this and that and this and that. And I asked him what he did for a living, and he told me it was like did a window installation. And so I gave him an analogy. I thought maybe this would help. I don't know if you'll benefit from this in some way with your conversations. I said, let's suppose that you went to somebody who wanted windows, and you were like, well, there's this way and that way, and there's a right way and a wrong way and all that. And they go, I don't want to do any of that. I just want to do it my own way. Whatever feels right to me, I'm going to install it myself and just put my own windows in, and whatever feels good at the moment. Like I'll push this one out, I'll put this here, I'll glue it this way, or I'll use these materials. You would be very worried about that person, right? And he goes, yeah, I'd be really worried about him. I said, well, that's how I feel about you right now. You're literally creating your own religion to fit your own desires in a very reckless fashion. You're basically guaranteed to make it wrong, but you'll like it. That's just what self-delusion looks like. I understand what it feels like to leave the JWs in particular. You've been so messed up by this group that you're afraid to trust anybody. And so it feels good to just trust yourself and not look to anybody to be sort of guiding you and directing you. But real religion, true religion, is not invented, it's discovered. You don't invent it to fit yourself. You discover what's true. Like if it's really there, it's discovered, not invented. That's a huge difference. So anybody that's going for the religion that makes them feel good is going for the thing that they can ultimately invent. Find pieces of this and pieces of that to make me feel good. They're guaranteed to get it wrong, but they'll be in heavy delusion because it serves them well. That's just not how reality works. And so we got to do the hard work of praying and seeking the Lord and looking for the discovery of who he really is. And so I encouraged this person to just really read the Bible apart from the Jehovah's Witness teachings, just read the scriptures. And then we had a conversation about Bible translations because the Jehovah's Witness had brainwashed him about that stuff too.